In this video, we will look at the value proposition that underlies federated identity services and discuss what may be useful in a business model to plan for ongoing support of the necessary infrastructure. Identity services are not without financial cost, but there are solid arguments to be made for funding and support on your campus. As discussed in the video, Identity in the Campus Network, one of the first arguments that can be made to demonstrate the value of federated identity management services is the benefit to the campus network. Well-designed identity management services will enable a campus to have a better grasp of the utilization of network services, offer additional tools to secure the network, and allow for better access control to restricted resources. The single sign-on services that come as part of a well-designed identity management environment are the foundation for bigger picture federated identity, where identity and access information can be shared between organizations and services. Building an identity management infrastructure offers value to the network, to the services on the network, and to the overall security profile of the institution. Moving past just the local campus network, it's worth noting that identities have strategic value to commercial providers as well. Unfortunately, some of those providers find identity service to be so strategic that they are trying to control the space directly. Social network providers are a powerful actor in this space. Campuses need to remember, however, that while those services are compelling in that someone else is handling the obvious costs, the end result is that your users are the product that the social network providers sell. The campus loses the possibility of building a campus brand, and students, faculty, and research communities are left without a more trusted identity to use in collaborations. Having a trusted campus identity is particularly critical with third-party services such as cloud services or publisher-gated journals. These third-party services do not generally trust other third-party services. Trust is the currency that makes identity federations so powerful, and campuses, with their close access to their users, have the opportunity to support some of the most trusted identity services available today. One of the main benefits that campus identity can bring is the notion of an authoritative source of affiliation. Many services are offered to staff and students based on their relationship with an organization, and the only truly authoritative source of this status is the campus identity system itself. Research collaborations are another example of how campus identity services can add value and support the larger collaborations that are becoming more common in the world today. See the video Identity and Access Management for Researchers for more information. In order to build a business model, taking a moment to fully understand the expected value identity services will offer the campus is a very useful exercise. A paper was written that may be of use, called the Value Proposition for Identity Federations. This work was sponsored by ReFeds and the NSRC, with authors from federations and collaborations around the world coming together to offer their insights into the value of identity federations at the campus, region, and global levels. The paper discusses why identity management and federated identity should be a high priority and what arguments have been the most compelling for campus CIOs to use with their local and regional funding agencies, and more. To summarize the key points in that paper, the value proposition for identity federation can be found in the opportunities for collaboration, in the strengthening of reputation of the campus brand, in the network security, and in budget and business of an institution. Assuming your organization is reasonably convinced of the value of identity services, the next step is to start defining a business model and consider that model part of a pilot service. There's quite a bit to learn in this space. A pilot gives you that room to learn about the technologies and the policies as well that are most likely to work for your campus. Business models start with an inventory of what a campus has now and what technologies are available in the identity and access management space. Look to groups such as ReFeds for templates of the various policies that will need to be in place. While some of the details regarding your local legal requirements and available technical infrastructure will need to be documented, there is no reason you need to write these documents from scratch. Let the work of other campuses and organizations give you a jump start to where your campus is trying to be. With the inventory of what you have and what's available and the baseline policies in place, it's time to develop the actual business model for long-term support. The details will vary per region, since common funding models and strategic drivers also vary per region. Regardless of the funding source details, remember that the service needs to be self-sustaining over time. One-time startup funds are not sufficient to roll out a successful identity infrastructure, though they may be useful to run that first pilot service. Your pilot should give you a sense of what the best service delivery system will be in your environment. Whether you explore a knowledge base on the web, a telephone support system, or something else entirely, planning for the service delivery is a necessary part of making sure that the infrastructure you are so carefully putting together will see the expected levels of use. When you and the campus stakeholders understand the value and have learned from the pilot project, when the business model is drafted, the next steps to make identity services work are to implement what was designed and tested and track the metrics. Expectations are set when designing the business model. Be prepared to measure and report on whether or not you've met those expectations. It is likely that the stakeholders will already see when things don't go quite as planned, so you will need to bring to their attention when things have just worked. As with any infrastructure, the work is never completely done. There are systems to be kept up to date and changes to be made that come from the evolution of best practices. There will also be changes in understanding around when and how sharing campus information can be used to make automatic access control decisions and then implementing those changes. The campus has an opportunity here to build a currency of trust and with that currency participate on a global level.